ใจนะครับผมจะสรุปสั้นๆประเด็นที่สำคัญที่สุดก็คือนิกได้พูดถึงการควบว่าการ UN เนี่ยหรือว่าองค์กรสหประชาชาติที่เรารู้จักกันดีเนี่ยจริงๆแล้วเนี่ยเป็นองค์กรประชาธิปไตยจริงหรือนะครับคือถ้าฟังจากเหตุผลที่นิกได้เอามาแจกแจงให้ฟังอย่างละเอียดในหลายด้านจะเห็นว่าความเป็นธรรมหรือว่าความประชาธิปไตยใน UN เนี่ยแทบจะไม่มีเลยนะครับโดยปกติอำนาจของการบริหารประเทศหรือองค์กรจะมีอยู่3อย่างก็คืออำนาจด้าน executive หรืออำนาจบริหารอำนาจ legislative อำนาจด้านการออกกฎหมายแล้วก็อำนาจของ jurisdiction หรือว่าการอำนาจตุลาการทั้ง3หน่วยงานเนี่ยครับทั้ง3อำนาจที่มีใน UN เนี่ยถูกครอบงำโดยคนหรือว่าประเทศไม่กี่ประเทศพูดง่ายๆเลยก็คือสหรัฐแล้วก็สหราชอาณาจักรประเทศอังกฤษนะครับแล้วก็อยู่ในกำมือของพวกที่เป็นโปรไซออนิสต์ที่เป็นคนที่มีเข้าข้างอิสราเอลในทุกๆด้านอยู่แล้วอย่างอำนาจการบริหารเนี่ยแน่นอนเลยก็คือที่เห็นได้ชัดคือเรื่องของวีโต้ที่ยังไงก็ตามถ้าเป็นสิ่งที่ไม่ถูกใจพวกเขาไม่ยอมให้ผ่านอันนั้นเห็นได้ชัดในเรื่องของอำนาจบริหารอำนาจการออกกฎหมายการจะออกกฎหมายอะไรได้จะต้องผ่านอยู่ภายใต้ของ UN Charter ที่เป็นกฎครอบคลุมทุกอย่างไม่ว่ากฎหมายของประเทศไทยจะว่ายังไงถ้ามีอะไรที่ขัดแย้งกับ UN Charter ในฐานะที่คุณเป็นสมาชิกของการสหประชาชาติกฎหมายของคุณถือว่าตกไปต้องไปใช้กฎหมาย UN Charter ที่เป็นการร่างโดยคนไม่กี่คนแล้วก็ทำเพื่อปกป้องสิทธิถึงทุกวันนี้เนี่ยกฎวีโต้ยังอยู่ทั้งที่หลายๆประเทศพยายามประท้วงว่ามันไม่มีความเป็นธรรมเลยไม่มีความเป็นประชาธิปไตยแม้นิดเดียวทุกคนจะเห็นด้วยหมดแต่มีประเทศเดียวที่วีโต้ก็แปลว่าใช้ประโยชน์อะไรไม่ได้อันนี้2ด้านแล้วนะครับอำนาจบริหารกับอำนาจออกกฎหมายและสุดท้ายอำนาจตุลาการก็คือศาลปกครองระหว่างประเทศศาลอาญากรรมระหว่างประเทศมีคนที่จะเลือกเป็นคนประเทศที่จะเลือกไปเป็นผู้พิพากษาในศาลได้เนี่ยก็ถูกเลือกโดยSecurity Council หรือว่าคณะมนตรีความมั่นคงของสหประชาชาติเท่านั้นไม่มีคนอื่นที่สามารถเข้าไปเลือกได้อันนั้นก็คือความไม่ยุติธรรมในการเลือกผู้พิพากษาสามารถเลือกผู้พิพากษาที่มีความลำเอียงหรือว่าที่เห็นด้วยกับเขาเท่านั้นที่จะไปตัดสินคดีต่างๆและที่สำคัญที่สุดคดีต่างๆที่จะเข้าไปพิจารณาคดีในศาลระหว่างประเทศได้นั้นจะต้องผ่านทาง Security Council เท่านั้นด้วยเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยจะเห็นว่าทั้ง3อำนาจของ UN เนี่ยไม่ได้มีความเป็นประชาธิปไตยเลยแม้แต่นิดเดียวนะครับนิกยังพูดอีกหลายๆประเด็นที่น่าสนใจนะครับเรื่องของตัว UN ที่violating หรือว่าละเมิดกฎของตัวเองในหลายๆด้านแต่ว่าในประเด็นที่พอจะสรุปได้เป็นหลักๆก็น่าจะเท่านี้นะครับหวังว่าคงจะมีประโยชน์สำหรับคนที่ไม่ได้ฟังทางภาษาอังกฤษเมื่อสักครู่ขอบคุณมากครับ
Thank you, Marut. I hope you realize there, Nick, the words that he was putting into your mouth. Translation. If you weren't a Muslim, Marut, I'd go and tell you to have a stiff drink now, but I can't do that. As I say, we do have some time for Q&A questions. If anyone in the audience has a question to Dr. Youssef, would you go up to the microphone up there, please? There's a microphone there, especially for the purpose. Or to Nick Ferryman. Maybe someone has a question about, regarding Dr. Youssef's mention of Indonesian Muslim fundamentalism about the cancellation of Lady Gaga's concert in Jakarta or something like that? No, I don't think so. Sir, please, your question.
I would like to say this has been very, very informative to me as an American. Very informative. My question is, with the emergency of secular democracy in the Middle East, how would this benefit Palestine?
And who would you like to answer the question?
Either gentleman who would like to accept the question.
Okay.
Yeah, I think with the emergence of democracy, we are going to see a change in the policies of most of the countries in the Middle East, and these policies will be determined and shaped by their parliament, and not by just one particular leader or a group of leaders in those particular countries, which has not been happening since the end of the Second World War.
The only thing I'd like to add to that is that Hamas is a democratically elected group. I think what we would likely see is that they would have to be less extreme. So I see that as would be a positive development. They have strong connections with the Muslim Brotherhood and other sorts of groups across the Middle East, and if they're becoming much more pluralistic as well, I would see that as been generally a very positive thing. One thing I would hope to see is that it would be much easier to open up the Gaza border at Rafah. So I think we would see an end to the 4 or 5 year blockade of the 1.5 million Gazans who are stuck in there at the moment.
Yes. You go up there, please. Then, yeah. It's okay. Go up there, and then after him, you can put your question. Yeah.
The gentleman.
Sorry, could you say your name, please?
Sorry, Kieran
Yeah.
McFadden.
Yes.
The gentleman before me asked what benefit Palestine would get from democracy. Well, from what I can see is Palestine has been punished for democracy. They held elections. They voted for Hamas, rightly or wrongly, whether we agree with that or not. That's who they voted for, and they've been punished for voting for that. And just a second point, I would like to hear what the panel would like to say about Abbas, because from what I see his actions this week, has he now become part of the problem rather than the solution? Where he now seems to be like an agent for the Zionists and US interests in the Middle East?
I think you go for it.
Well, I think the Palestinian leadership has a huge problem. How can you negotiate with your occupier? You know, you have no bargaining position whatsoever. Yeah, and we've seen, I think the WikiLeaks revealed all sorts of things that the Palestinians were prepared to give up, if only to get just a little teeny-weeny little bit of access to the outside world. And I think the last thing I've been reading recently is I think they were looking at just having Nablus and one of the other towns as this sort of entrepot areas, and I think they're prepared to give up the whole of Zone C, that large third of the stretch of the West Bank all the way down the River Jordan there. They're looking at giving up. It's already given up, really, because I don't think there are any Palestinians in it. So I think they're sacrificing all sorts of things, because how can you bargain? There's nothing to bargain with. So I think Abbas has got no cards to play. He's got no aces up his sleeve. He's got no money on there to play anything. So I think they're just going to have to take what the Israelis and Americans and Brits are prepared to offer them. I mean, we had Dr. Nabil Chath, I think, came through here back in September, who's the Palestinian rapporteur out here and visiting the Thai government. And he was saying, for example, the British ambassador in Tel Aviv was telling him, this is behind the scenes, these are the things that go on behind the scenes, and he was telling us about this. He says that the British ambassador was threatening him and the Palestinians with all sorts of things if they carried on ahead with their bid for UN membership. So it's not just the Israelis here, we've got the Americans and the British, and they've got this sort of 3 tag team on the go, and with the Palestinians with nothing. So I'm afraid Abbas is in an incredibly difficult position there. I mean, I think anybody who was representing them would be in an incredibly difficult position.
Just to add to that, there's a history of punishing democracy in the Middle East. It happened in Iran in 1950, 50s during the era of Mossadegh, in Algeria in 1990s, the victory of Hamas in Palestine, the rise of democratic movements during Mubarak's period in Egypt. And also in Pakistan is a casualty of punishing democracy, where Pakistan wants to be a democracy, but it's caught between the United States and its people.
And that goes back to what I was saying about this malign influence that we exert. We've destabilized all these countries in their attempts to get to where we are. Thank you.
Okay, next questioner, please.
My name is Soraya. I'm from Indonesia, and I heard like the speaker talking about how Indonesian also become like the example of the Arab countries about democracy. But what happened is I want to tell you what happened in Indonesia about these issues about Palestinian and Israeli. Most of the people in Indonesia, they think that what happened between Israeli and Palestinian is about. It's not just about. It's about religion between Jewish and Islam. What I hear here, what we need Indonesia, one of the largest country with a Muslim population, that this information we send it out to the grassroots, not to tell them, to educate them that the problem in Palestinian and Israeli is not about religion, but mostly about the occupation and about land. I think that's it for me now.
Any reflections on that?
I thought she was going to go and ask about Lady Gaga.
I should never have brought that up, should I?
No, I think you're right that the issue is not one about religion, it is one about land.
Yeah.
It is that.
Resources.
Okay, I think there's a gentleman there. No, go on, go. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You've been waiting for ages.
I'm Chikokou from Myanmar. Actually, I came here to attend the UN LDC meeting. First of all, I would like to thank to Islamic Center of Foundation because today I was so much excited to hear both of the President Dr. Imtiaz Yusuf and Mr. Nick Ferryman. Thanks all of you because I was so much excited. And also I know, of course, Dr. Imtiaz Yusuf is Muslim, but I would like to just know Mr. Nick Ferryman is Muslim or not. If he is non-Muslim, I will more respect him. Yes, of course, because he say very, very right and very, he is the favorite for right things, everything. Also, I am now started thinking to how to talk to Ban Ki-moon, what he is doing. Previously, I don't understand so much about now only I understand what you and all about. Sorry if, my sentence is wrong or whatever, I don't know. But, now I start to thinking, how we people have to, together and strong and, to change this like that. And also, how can we help from Myanmar? You all are now telling that, Southeast Asia. So Myanmar is one of the Southeast Asia. So we never hear about like that organization and so on. So I am ready for you to participate. All of you, please come to our country. Now our country is open up. Please come. I am ready to assist all of you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anything to add to that? I think Ban Ki-moon don't go there. That's what I would warn. That's all.
No, I'm not a Muslim, but I think here, for example, at PSC, we are a multi-ethnic, multinational, multi-religious organization with one particular goal in mind, and that's to free the Palestinians. And I think it's not something that needs to be confined to any nationality or religion or even age group or profession.
Yes, thank you, Nick. That just about sums up our group, I think. Yes, gentleman there. And name, please. And
yes, my name is Adil. I'm from Canada. Earlier, Mr. Ferryman mentioned that the real balance of power lies